The AEW Control Center is up and running for this Wednesday, June 14th. And what a big week we have ahead. Hi, everybody. It's Tony Schiavone. This Saturday is the debut of AEW Collision on TNT at 8/7 Central, originating from the United Center in Chicago. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But first, tonight, AEW returns to the venue where Dynamite all began. As tonight, we are back at the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. for AEW Dynamite, live on TBS at 8/7 Central. For you fans coming to the event live tonight, tickets at AEWTIX.com. Tonight, in an AEW World Title Eliminator match, MJF will go one-on-one against Adam Cole.
It's getting to the point where I feel like me beating my competition with a headlock takeover kind of sums up my competition in general in this company. I think everyone's scared. Point blank. I think people in this company are afraid to wrestle me because they know that I'm going to outclass them on the microphone and in the ring.
The best professional wrestler in the world!
If there is a matchup that you think should happen, the reason it hasn't happened is because they are terrified of getting outclassed by me.
I'm getting bored, AEW! When you gonna give me some competition? I'm getting bored!
Kind of bored of this sport, and I'm bored of the lack of respect from professional wrestling fans. When I say take my ball and go home, I mean literally just hanging up and up the lineage of this title. Because frankly, I don't know if anybody's worthy of beating me for this thing.
Nobody is on the level of the devil. You know it's all about Cut it! Cut it! Cut it! Cut it! Cut it! Well, if it isn't Adam Cole, baby. Finally, some worthy competition for the champ, huh? When CM Punk up and left me when I was a kid, I thought my fandom of professional wrestling was over. But then I turned on my TV, and I came across a little TV show called Ring of Honor. Out walked a guy with slick jet black hair.
Here comes the man who's going to defy the odds.
Icy blue eyes, cool Jack tan, incredible in the ring, perfection on the microphone. And that man was you, Adam Cole.
Since I've started here, I've prided myself on fighting with honor.
I was instantly hooked.
I'm gonna prove to you tonight that Adam Cole does have honor.
And when I started training to become a pro wrestler, I got as much of your tape as I could possibly get my hands on. I watched you all the way to your days in CZW, where you won championship gold.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
You were so good, you became the greatest world champion in the history of that company, and that, my friend, is undisputed. So I followed your footsteps. I went to CZW, where I won gold.
I'm a little bit confused because I thought as the CZW Worldwide Champion, I was supposed to get some competition.
I became a top name on the independents, and then I signed on here in AEW. And deep down in my heart, I knew one day you'd make the jump. And when you did, me and you would have the rivalry of a lifetime. Two generational talents, MJF versus Adam Cole. But then this guy showed up. This company has done everything in its power to make you cool. The lights, the music, the cool t-shirts, the big match opportunities, the girl, your own reality show. You know what they do to make MJF cool? They ring the freaking bell!
MJF, you are world class. You're a world class douchebag. I can appreciate and understand that you studied my career, but we are nothing alike. Because for 15 years, I have traveled the globe, shared locker room after locker room, this one included, and those boys and girls back there, they respect me. I swear on my life, there's not a single person back there who respects you. They think you're selfish. They think you're conceited. They think you're lazy. You do the bare minimum to collect that paycheck and walk around with that world title.
That's an awful lot of tough talk coming from Keith Lee's manager.
There it is! Of course, MJF has to create a false narrative to hide from the fact that you're a coward of a champion. If you were a real champion, you would tell me to shut my mouth and you would fight me. But you're not doing that because you are a coward, you hear me? You won't fight me because I'm better than you, and they know it.
Turn your back on me! I will wrestle you any day of the week, and I'll beat your ass!
Attaboy, champ. Looks like we got ourselves a match.
A win by Adam Cole tonight gives him a world title shot against MJF in the future. Now, last week, as you've just seen, the war of words was pretty explosive in the ring between the two men. We expect nothing less when the bell rings tonight. And speaking of explosive, how about tonight the Blackpool Combat Club of Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta will take to the ring against the Young Bucks and Hangman Adam Page. This has been the single most violent rivalry in AEW over the past few months. No doubt tonight will be a trios match that we will not soon forget, and one worthy of our return to the venue where Dynamite all began back in 2019. This past Friday on Dynamite, young Sky Blue came up with the biggest win of her career as she won the four-way match on Rampage. And that gives Sky Blue the title shot tonight against AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm.
This is a match that could have major ramifications in the careers of all four women. The winner will face Toni Storm live this Wednesday at Dynamite in Washington, D.C. for the AEW Women's World Championship.
Ladies, we'll be watching because the winner is going to be facing the greatest AEW Women's Champion that ever lived.
A lot of firepower in this match. Two former AEW Women's World Champions.
We got one who has not held a world title, Sky Blue.
Toni Storm, Ruby Soho looking on. Nyla's staggered. The code blue. 2 and 3. Sky Blue did it. Made the most of the opportunity. And now she will face Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship.
I never thought this day would come. Now I get to go fight for the women's title that I've only ever dreamed of holding.
Wow, Sky, good job. She beat Nyla Rose, Mercedes Martinez, and Britt Baker all in the same match. That's amazing. I mean, how many people can say that they've done that? Wow. But none of them are the greatest AEW Women's World Champion to ever live.
I've wrestled Toni so many times. She has cheated and used every shortcut possible to try to beat me.
In the past, when I have faced Sky Blue, it's been easy, to say the least. In fact, it's been kind of like a night off.
This one is special. It's where I debuted for the AEW Women's Championship. I've worked my ass off to earn this spot. I wasn't handed it. I didn't ask for it. I earned it the hard way. I'm ready to make this moment mine.
This is why nobody will take you seriously, because you're too busy smiling and skipping around like a magical little pixie fairy. Well, I'm gonna rip your wings off, Sky. I will break your arm, just like I did to Jamie Hayter. I will break your back. I will decimate you. I will ruin you.
I'm gonna make the most of this opportunity, and I'm gonna go win that match.
You won't, and you can't, but I dare you. Just try it.
Sky Blue needs to be ready for her battle against Storm, as well as the battle against the Outcast tonight. Also tonight, in a big 8-man tag team match, the Mogul Embassy will meet the team of Darby Allin, Keith Lee, Sting, and the AEW International Champion, Orange Cassidy.
This past Wednesday, I survived. I barely beat Swerve.
Orange, he grabbed the tights too!
And as I was laying there, Swerve, your friends decided to get involved.
Prince Nana is livid. He's calling in the troops, and here they come, guys. Trouble for Orange Cassidy, and he's beaten up enough. Come on.
This full-on assault by the Mogul Embassy.
So why don't you bring all 4 of those friends? And I'll bring some of my friends.
Oh my God! It's Sting!
Sting and Darby Allin once again having Orange Cassidy's back.
Darby Allin, you know him. There's like this legend, this icon, you know, Sting. And I'm also gonna bring the guy that still hates you, Keith Lee. This Wednesday on Dynamite in Washington, D.C., you 4 against us 4.
It's Team Sting versus the Mogul Embassy. Sting, Darby, and the rest of your stupid geek friends, you've made a huge, huge mistake. Right, Swerve?
All y'all showed y'all hands tonight. I know exactly what everybody does.
And Swerve Strickland, you can tell by his face, his demeanor, that this is not over.
Orange, I know every little trick you do. You're playing games in a war zone right now, so that international championship is well within my grasp. Again, we gonna come back to that. Darby and Sting? Why do y'all want to get involved in this? Like I said, I gave you the opportunity to join the Mogul Embassy, build an empire, do something special. Take AEW to an entire different level. You chose to be an enemy. And then there's Keith. We all know the story. Tale as old as time with Swerve and Keith Lee. But hey, you want to get involved, you want to jump back in this? Cool, we gonna squash you too. We gonna put you out of business. We gonna push you to rest. So let's just all get everybody out of our way in one ball swoop this week on Dynamite. Hoodies up forever, Mogul Embassy forever.
This is going to be quite a battle tonight, featuring some of the top stars in AEW. Also tonight, Wardlow has issued his open challenge for the TNT Championship, and Jake Hager of the Jericho Appreciation Society has stepped up to answer the challenge.
6'6", 270 is as bad as they come, I promise.
Myself and Jake Hager have a lot of history. We've beaten the out of each other in an MMA cage. We've beaten the out of each other all throughout the Jacksonville Jaguars arena. We've also gone at it in a ring before, which looks like we're doing again this Wednesday, and I do believe the last time we had a one-on-one match in ring, I won. Nothing will be different this time. And you can bring JAS, bring Jericho, powerbomb the life out of him, bring Garcia, bring the Clowns, I'll powerbomb everybody. This Wednesday, Wardlow Hager ends exactly how it ended last time. Wardlow wins.
Two of the biggest and the baddest in AEW will meet tonight for the TNT Championship. A reminder, we take the air live on TBS tonight at 8/7 Central from the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. for AEW Dynamite. If you're coming to the arena live tonight, tickets available at AEWTIX.com. Also this Friday, join us for Rampage on TNT beginning at 10/9 Central. One match signed will be a mixed trios match as Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett team with Jeff's wife Karen Jarrett square off against Mark Briscoe, Papa Briscoe, and referee Aubrey Edwards.
There was one man that told me not to trust you clowns in the first place. I know you've known Lethal a long time and he's okay, but keep your eyes on the rest of these clowns. Nobody fights like family. Blood is thicker than water. Our tag team partner, the big man himself, my dad, Papa Briscoe.
I want to tell everybody this little story, okay? The year is 2001. The very first time I met the Briscoe brothers, I pulled up to the corner of Swanson and Rittner at the old ECW arena. And who did I see pull up in this nice vehicle, this nice van? It was the Briscoe brothers. And you know what? They were so young, they were not allowed to compete legally in the state of Pennsylvania. And Papa Briscoe, that's when I met you for the first time. You got out of that car, you came up to me, and you said, Sanjay, shake my hand. You're an up-and-coming star in this professional wrestling business. And then fast forward, when we come to the farm, you try to tell my best friend, Jay Lethal, that I'm a clown, that sucked up six a clown, 7'4", 1 in a billion? Papa Briscoe, you don't know what you've got yourself into. Aubrey, let me tell you a little bit about this woman. I have felt the wrath of this woman, and I guarantee you, you don't want any of Karen Jarrett.
If I see you in catering, or I run into you at the hotel after the show, or I catch you interfering in one of your husband's matches, I'm gonna kick your ass.
You made the mistake of messing with my husband, my family, and laying your hands on me. You're gonna regret every single step you have made since Jeff Jarrett became a part of this company.
Mark Briscoe, I've only respected you because of this man right here. Briscoe, you're a joke. Your old man's a joke. And when we get in the ring, I can assure you one thing. I'm gonna paintbrush you, I'm gonna stroke you, and I guarantee you I'm not coming with one, but I've got two. Wait a minute,
Stop! Wait a minute! Guys, this is not good, okay? They said there's a saying about Papa Briscoe. You don't spit into the wind, you don't tug on Superman's cape, and you don't mess with Papa Briscoe.
You've been in there with Papa Briscoe before. You felt the wrath. You felt them big-ass, hard-ass hands. Hey, I just don't think it's gonna go real good for you boys and you girls in Washington, D.C. And I will get myself ready, because this ass woman's coming, whether you like it or not.
You have to see for yourself what Papa Briscoe is capable of. I've seen it, I've stood in front of him, and it is not something that I'm willing to do. But I have to.
This one should be wild and entertaining. This and more this Friday night on TNT with AEW Rampage at 10/9 Central. Okay, fans, the buzz in pro wrestling is about the debut of AEW Collision and the return of CM Punk this Saturday live on TNT at 8/7 Central, originating from the United Center in Chicago. Make your plans right now to join us on TNT, or if you're coming to the event live, which should be a crazy atmosphere, at the United Center. Tickets available at AEWTIX.com. The main event is already set, as you may know. CM Punk teams with the AEW World Tag Team Champions FTR to meet Switchblade Jay White and Rockhard Juice Robinson of Bullet Club Gold and their partner, ROH World Television Champion Samoa Joe. This Saturday is must-see television with AEW Collision live on TNT at 8/7 Central. Okay, fans, next week is another big week for AEW. As next Wednesday, we are back in Chicago for AEW Dynamite live on TBS at 8/7 Central, originating from the Wintrust Arena. Tickets for next Wednesday in Chicago at AEWTIX.com. Next Saturday begins a giant doubleheader weekend of AEW, starting with AEW Collision live on TNT at 8/7 Central, originating from the Scotia Bank Arena in Toronto. Now that event will be followed by the pay-per-view spectacular Forbidden Door back in Toronto as AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling come together for this once-a-year event. Signed for Forbidden Door already, Kenny Omega defends the IWGP US Heavyweight title against Will Ospreay. And in what can be considered only a dream match, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson meets Kazuchika Okada live from Toronto. Tickets at AEWTIX.com. This Friday, June 16th, is a big day for our fans in the Denver area. as we return to the First Bank Center in Broomfield, Colorado in September. On Wednesday, September 27th, tickets for Broomfield, Colorado become first available at AEWTIX.com this Friday, June 16th at 10 a.m. local. However, tonight begins an incredible week of AEW action as we return to the arena where Dynamite first started back in 2019, the Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. We will take the air tonight live on TBS at 8/7 Central. You're coming to the arena tonight live. Tickets at AEWTIX.com. Come early. Matches begin for you around 7:30. Stay after Dynamite for AEW Rampage. This is Tony Schiavone back in the AEW Control Center. I'll see you tonight live ringside in Washington and on TBS. And don't forget, we are AEW.